Hello everyone, I'm Lee Martin with today's SBR News Report, reporting from SBR headquarters. Coming up for today, the NHL has its first case of coronavirus in Canada. The NBA confirms more players test positive for COVID-19. Tom Brady bids goodbye New England and hello to Tampa Bay. NFL free agency and the new league year kicked off officially at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. The National Hockey League confirms its first case of coronavirus, less than a week after NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman announced the league was suspending activities. The Ottawa Senators have announced that one of their players has tested positive for the COVID-19 virus, but the club has not identified the player in question, deciding to withhold the name for the time being. The organization issued a statement saying said player was exhibiting mild symptoms and was in isolation. The Senators' statement further added that they've asked the rest of the team to remain in isolation for the requisite 14 days. Of course, last Thursday, the NHL suspended the season as the coronavirus situation worsened across North America. Bettman's decision was directly precipitated by the NBA's suspension, following last night's news that an NBA player has tested positive for coronavirus. And given that our league shares so many facilities and locker rooms, and it now seems that likely some member of the NHL community would test positive at some point, it is no longer appropriate to try to continue to play games at this time. Well, sadly, as predicted, the inevitable did happen last night in Ottawa. Speaking of the NBA, one of the most recognizable stars in the National Basketball Association has tested positive for the coronavirus. Kevin Durant of the Brooklyn Nets says he's one of 4 NBA players to have contracted COVID-19, bringing up the total to 7 players across the NBA to be diagnosed with the virus. Durant and his 3 teammates are in isolation, but KD assured his fans that he's feeling fine. He went on to add a positive anecdote, encouraging everyone to be careful, take care of yourself, and quarantine. We're going to get through this. Kevin Durant, who's been injured since last season with an Achilles injury, joined the Brooklyn Nets during the offseason from the Golden State Warriors. He has yet to play a game for his new club. Moving across the Atlantic pond to Europe, which is, according to the World Health Organization, the new epicenter of the COVID-19 pandemic. More cases of the virus amongst the region's athletes have surfaced in the last 24 hours. In Spain, Espanyol Football Club became the second La Liga club to announce 6 confirmed positive tests of coronavirus amongst its players and technical staff. This comes days after Valencia Football Club confirmed 5 members of its squad tested positive for COVID-19, 2 of which are players Ezequiel Garay and Eliakim Mangala. All 5 members are reportedly in good health and isolating. Of course, La Liga suspended all activities on Thursday last week due to the outbreak of coronavirus. Okay, let's jump to the NFL, which is practically the only sporting event right now that is in full flush of activity. Thank God for the NFL, right? The biggest story to kick off Tuesday's news from around the National Football League was Tom Brady's decision to leave New England, settling once and for all the to be or not to be a Patriot question. Of course, the decision to leave New England only fueled speculation further. Where would the 42-year-old quarterback land became the hottest topic of the day. 2 franchises emerged as the top favorites according to bookmakers, Chargers and Buccaneers. And drum roll, the verdict appeared to be in TB12 is going to Tampa Bay Buccaneers. TB to TB. Has a nice ring to it. No contract has been officially signed as yet, but rumor has it it's a multiple deal in the $30 million region. Speaking of rings though, Tom Brady has 6, arguably the best quarterback in the history of the game. TB12 is sure to boost Tampa Bay's odds for the upcoming season. So the NFL season get underway in September, we still don't fully know how far-reaching COVID-19 will be or if it will affect the start of the NFL in the fall. Tom Brady will be the oldest player to play next season. Another little nugget to chew on. Tampa Bay will be hosting the Super Bowl next year. NFL free agency in the new league year officially gets underway at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. We look at it more closely tomorrow, but here are some of the top free agents to look for. Jadeveon Clowney, outside linebacker for the Seattle Seahawks. Dante Fowler Jr., outside linebacker for the LA Rams. Jameis Winston, quarterback for the Tampa Bay Bucks. And Emmanuel Sanders, wide receiver for the San Francisco 49ers. COVID-19 is wreaking havoc across the globe. Hashtag self-isolation, hashtag social distancing, hashtag lockdown are ever-increasing hashtags, bringing tons of images across social media outlets from every city. Here are a few. From this Roman man's interpretation of social distancing to Arnold Schwarzenegger having a good time in self-isolation. Our favorite image today, though, has to be Liverpool player Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain busting out the moves, putting his time in self-isolation to good use with girlfriend Little Mix Perry Edwards. The pair are keeping fit and active, dancing up a storm. That's all I have for you guys today. If you would like to read more news stories, then head on over to the SBR Newswire. If you would like to stay updated with all current events and sports betting content, then click that bell button and subscribe to our channel. I'm your host, Lee Martin, reporting for SportsbookReview.com.